Welcome to the Love Notion Sewing channel. I can't wait to tell you about one of my favorite cardigan patterns that you can wear all year long. Hi friends, thanks for joining me here on the Love Notions PDF pattern YouTube channel. You know that Love Notions is the place to go for patterns that are easy to sew and easy to wear. And today's pattern that we're featuring is no different. Today we're going to be talking about the Canyon Cardigan, and I know that you're going to like this pattern as much as I do. Today, I'm going to be giving you a close-up view of this versatile wardrobe piece. I'll also be talking about any potentially tricky parts of the pattern tutorial, as well as the notions that you'll need to sew this up and all the suggested fabrics. Also, I'm going to give you a list of all the resources that we have as you sew this pattern, including our blog post and especially our full-length sew-along series just for the Canyon Cardigan. Lastly, I'm going to give you a really easy hack idea that will literally make this pattern stretch even further in your wardrobe. This cardigan is such a great transitional piece for your wardrobe because, like I said, it can really go through all of the seasons. So at its very basic level, the Canyon Cardigan has a bodice that is slightly more fitted, and it has 3 interchangeable skirt options. The first skirt option is a A-line view. The second option is a gathered skirt view. And the third option is a waterfall view. All of these skirts have a cute little pleat in the back, and the bodice and the waist have some nice subtle shaping. This cardigan pattern is different from the other cardigan pattern that Love Notions offers, which is the boyfriend cardigan. The boyfriend cardigan is different because it has a much looser fit, and it also has a drop shoulder. So this is a much more fitted cardigan that's great for layering. 3 different sleeve views that you can have with this cardigan. You can have a long sleeve. You can have a 3/4 length sleeve like I have on today, and you can also make this a vest by using the sleeveless view. The Canyon Cardigan also has some super cute details included with the pattern. First of all, there is an option to make a cute little pocket, and that is something that is embedded into the seam between the bodice and the skirt. And you can create that with some more silky thin fabrics, and it's just such a cute little pocket piece. The pattern also includes elbow patches. I would highly recommend this pattern to any beginner sewist. There's really only a few tricky spots that might be new to somebody who's just starting out sewing. And if you're comfortable working with knit fabrics, this is a pattern that you could easily handle. The only tricky spots that come to mind would be creating the pleat in the back of the pattern, which is very clearly explained in the tutorial. The other potentially new part would be creating the gathering line if you're sewing the second option with the gathered skirt. And the other part that might be slightly tricky is attaching the neckband. So the neckband is the piece that goes around the neckline of the pattern, and there is a part in the tutorial that talks about how you need to stretch it going around the neckline part, but then when you get right about here, you're not going to be stretching it at all. So there's just a couple little places where you might just need to give a little bit extra attention to the details, but overall the pattern is very approachable. So let's talk about some notions that you need for sewing up this pattern. So aside from your fabric, which we'll talk about in a second, you are really just going to need your sewing machine. You might use some clear elastic to apply to stabilize the shoulder seams. And you might need to have some buttons if you want to create some pockets. Other than that, the notions are very minimal for creating this pattern. So many different types of fabrics work, and just keep in mind that the drapier your fabric, the drapier your final product is going to be. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit sleeker, I would go with something like a modal or a rayon spandex or a double brush poly. If you want something that has a little bit more structure and is a little bit warmer and snugger fitting, then I would go with something like a regular French terry or a ponte. So as you sew this pattern, you know that Love Notions has your back with lots of resources to help you along the way. First of all, our blog is loaded with lots of articles and posts that give you inspiration and ideas for sewing the Canyon cardigan. We also have a couple posts about how to stabilize those shoulder seams or any of the seams that you're making with clear elastic, and we have a blog post just for that, as well as some tips for sewing with sweater knit, which can potentially be a little bit tricky. Also, a huge resource that we have that on our blog is our Canyon Cardigan Sewalong. On the Love Notions blog, we have a huge collection of sew-alongs for lots of our patterns, and those sew-alongs include daily blog posts for a week, as well as coordinating videos that show you step-by-step how to tackle each part of the pattern assembly. Are you ready to take your Canyon cardigan and make it stretch a little further in your wardrobe? Well, let me tell you about my recent hack for my Canyon cardigan that I made out of rib knit. I decided I am in love with all those duster length cardigans that I've been seeing people wear, and I love the way those look on me, and I love the fit of the Canyon cardigan. So all I did to create this duster length Canyon cardigan was lengthen the skirt by about 15 inches. Now I'm 5'2", and if you decide to lengthen your Canyon cardigan, I would just simply hold the pattern piece up to your body and decide where you want it to hit. This pattern, like almost all of the other patterns that Love Notions has a lengthen and shorten line, and all you will do is cut at that lengthen and shorten line, add in the amount of length that you want, and then tape it back up and cut out your pattern pieces as normal. And just a note that if you do plan to add length, make sure that you add length to that neckband piece as well, because it's going to need to stretch along with that skirt piece. Thank you so much for joining me here as I talk about the Canyon cardigan. We love connecting with you, and please make sure that you say hi, drop a comment for me. Make sure that you also connect with us on our Love Notions Patterns support group on Facebook, where you can ask all of your sewing related questions and get tons of encouragement and feedback. And please join us over on Instagram as well. If you have any questions or comments or just want to say hi, leave me a comment below, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Happy sewing.